Hi guys, welcome back to the Drone Files. In this video we have a review of the Eachine E56 selfie toy drone, which is currently one of the most popular toy drones for selfies at the moment. This is because the E56 has a very compact design, a very compact and foldable design, and it also comes with its own carrying case. It also comes with a G sensor control, which is a pretty unconventional way for piloting a drone. Unlike normal transmitters or remote controllers which have control sticks, the G sensor control allows you to pilot the drone by tilting the controller in the direction that you want the drone to fly. So it's a pretty intuitive way of piloting your drone, especially for selfie drones. Now the E56 is available for less than $50. So let's go ahead and unbox this. So as you can see here, this sample unit does not come in any fancy packaging. It comes in a very modest cardboard box like this with a label in front. And right here is the carrying case, which is pretty nice. It has a fake carbon fiber finishing on it. It's pretty neat and convenient way for storing the drone and transporting it. I am pretty impressed that they are able to give you a carrying case like this. It looks pretty good quality. It doesn't feel cheap. It has the Eachine logo here. And let's take a look at what's inside. Wow, this is pretty nice. Over here is let's take a look at the transmitter, the G sensor control first. So here is the controller, and I believe this is what you use to control the throttle. So the battery for the remote controller is inside, and you can access it like this, but they do not supply the batteries. It is powered by two AAA batteries. So over here is the drone itself. It's pretty compact and looks pretty good. Pretty well built for a sub $50 toy drone. I've actually seen toy drones that are not exactly very well built for something less than 50, and the Eachine E56 is actually quite nice. And here is the USB charger, I believe, for the drone, and here is the user manual. And over here is a screwdriver and a set of spare propellers, and I believe some foam, probably for the landing legs. So let's take a closer look at the drone. It clicks nicely in place, the motor arms. So yeah, overall it looks pretty good, pretty well built. And there are lights at the front and back. The front one is probably white, and the rear one's red, and it's pretty bright as shown in product photos. And here is the battery. It's a pretty small battery for a drone. I was expecting something bigger, but who knows, maybe it will fly well with this small battery. So it's to slide it in like this, and there is a button to release it and lock it. So there are the orientation lights for the front and rear, and the camera can be tilted up and down, all the way down, or straight forward. Pretty neat feature to have. Now, before I bring the E56 out for a test flight, let me explain to you briefly how this transmitter or controller works. So as I mentioned earlier, this is a G sensor remote controller. So when you want to move the drone forward, you just tilt forward, and if you tilt backwards, it will go back, and left and right. So, and if you want the drone to turn left, you just move the joystick like this, left or right. And to start the drone, you press the joystick once like this, and it will ascend, and if you want it to land, you press it again. Right at the front here, this is the button that you use to control the speed of the drone. So one press changes it between high and low speed, and this button here is for headless mode, the top button, and the fourth button here is for calibration, and the fifth one is emergency stop, and the sixth button is for the lights, I believe, for turning on and off the lights. And that's it. One weakness I find about this remote controller is that the battery cover tends to slide off easily when you're holding it in your hand, so it could come off easily. So that's the only thing bad about it. I actually like the shape of the controller. It feels pretty good in the hand, easy to use. Now the Eachine has altitude hold, so when you launch the drone by pressing once here, it will just rise up. Oh no, the propellers will start spinning first, and when you press this stick forward, it will raise the throttle, and if you want to ascend, you just press it forward. If you want to lower the drone, make it land, you just press it down like this. And if you want to land automatically, just press once. So to control the throttle, you just need to press or this back and forth. And since it has altitude hold, it will maintain its height in the air, which is a great feature to have for beginners. If you're not very good at throttle control, altitude hold can be very useful. Now, in order to use the Eachine's camera or control the camera, you need to first install the Eachine Fly app on your smartphone first, and then connect the drone to your smartphone via Wi-Fi. So when you power up the drone, it will start its own Wi-Fi hotspot, and then you connect your smartphone to the Wi-Fi, and then you turn on the Eachine app, and then the app actually provides you with all the controls you need for the drone. You can even pilot the Eachine E56 Lite with a transmitter emulator, which means you can pilot it with the conventional sticks. And over here in the app interface, as you can see here, there are all the buttons that you need to control the drone. The speed control, the camera buttons, the still photo button, and the video buttons are here, and everything you need to know about the app is available on the user manual. And to take off, you just press the up button here, automatic takeoff. So for the test flight, we will be using the G sensor control. However, I find that it's a bit unusual that Eachine did not provide a phone bracket or phone mount for you to mount the your phone on the controller. Maybe they just don't want to make it bulky or something. So if you're flying the Eachine using the G sensor, and you want to control the camera, you gotta hold your drone. You gotta hold the remote controller on one hand and your smartphone on the other hand. So it feels a bit awkward trying to control like that. So it would have been a good idea if they gave a kind of some kind of a bracket to hold your phone or something. Maybe you can put it aside like this and tilt it around. So if you want to control the camera when using the G sensor controller, you have to hold it with two hands. Okay, so here I have just charged the Eachine, and we'll be giving it a test flight here. And before I start, I would like to say that these buttons are not labeled, so it's a bit tricky to know. I mean, if you don't have it memorized, the functions of the buttons, I wish they had at least given the buttons some labels. So before you go out flying, make sure you bring the user manual with you, or at least memorize what the buttons do. So let's go ahead and power this up. So it's on. So after you've powered up the drone, you just turn on the transmitter, and then you bind it by moving the sticks up and down. So let's start the motors. You can see here. as you can see here, it responds to the movement of the transmitter stick. So I'll move it down first, and in order to tilt left, you just tilt left like this. So it's actually quite easy to fly. It hit me. So let's turn on headless mode. So headless mode is on. Sorry, it's not on. So let's turn headless mode on. So with the lights blinking, headless mode is on. And as you can see here, it can it doesn't matter where the head points. So the E56 is pretty easy to pilot with the G sensor. It's a pretty intuitive way of piloting your drone. I guess I am having low battery at the moment, or the wind is pretty strong at the moment, so the E56 is basically struggling to stay in the air. Go in there a bit. Okay, so here we are again for a second flight, because during the first flight the battery died off pretty fast. It's just a 500 milliamp battery, so let's go ahead and fly again. So as you can see here, it's following the control. So I'm going to turn on headless mode. And headless mode is on. It is struggling a bit in the wind because it comes with very small propellers. Okay, so here I am indoors right now because the E56 seems to have a great difficulty flying even in the slightest wind. It's probably because the propellers are pretty small. Short, so the propulsion on the E56 is rather weak, and it really struggles in the wind and struggles to stay in the air. So especially when you're in high speed mode, the battery would just finish in about 5 minutes. So now I'm going to attempt to fly indoors without the windy conditions, and let's see how it goes. So as you can see here, it's very stable indoors when you're flying without any wind. It's pretty easy to control with the app G sensor control. Right now I am in low mode. Go back. It's pretty precise, the controller. Okay, so as you just saw just now, the indoor flight of the E56 is not bad. It handles itself quite well when flying indoors. However, when it's flying outdoors, that's when it starts to struggle, because basically the motors are just a bit small and the propellers are just short. And also another bad thing about the E56 is the battery. It's has a very short lifespan, about 5 to 7 minutes depending on how fast you're flying. And I wish it had a bigger battery so that you could fly longer. So if you're someone who's going to fly frequently, I strongly recommend getting a few of these batteries, because they really don't last. And so yeah, there are only two big flaws for the E56, which is the weak propulsion, the short flight time, and also another small thing is the field of view of the camera, which is pretty narrow. So for a 2 megapixel HD 720p camera, I would really like to have wide angle lens. But overall, the E56 is actually a very capable selfie drone. It costs less than $50, and you even get a carrying case, and it's a pretty nice foldable design. As you can see here, it's very compact, and I guess that's the reason why the propellers are so short, because they designed it to be compact and easy to fold. And yeah, just when it comes to taking stills, it's actually better than video, because there's no gimbal stabilizer, no mechanical stabilizer here. So that is the weak point. So if you want to take something, if you want to get good videos or something, I suggest getting something better, a better selfie drone, such as the Zero-Tech Dobby, or maybe even the DJI Spark, which makes a pretty good selfie lifestyle drone. So if you found this review useful, please like it, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more future videos such as this. And till the next video review, I'll see you again. Goodbye.